Yo guys, it's Andy
And Tom?
from wappeach.com. This week's Retro Cut is going to cover one of my favorite second-party Sega Genesis games, Spider-Man and the Kingpin, or versus the Kingpin or whatever. You know, the cool thing about this though is that the actual title in the box just says Spider-Man, so I
Mhm.
never really knew what to find. I always wanted to buy this game, but I could never find it in stores, and I rented the hell out of it. Honestly, I rented this game all the time. Really, really good game. Um, it's just great. There's really nothing bad I can say about it. The art style, the animation, the music, the gameplay, it's just perfect. It's one of the best Spider-Man games ever.
I would agree. I think Sega's got more Spider-Man games, I think, than any console ever. So maybe the Game Boy, I don't know, but there was a lot of them. But this one was awesome because you had the powers of Spider-Man. You were able to swing around the city, web people. There's even some Peter Parker stuff in there. So
You can go
probably
into
the
his room and look at his photos that you've taken throughout the game. Lots of really good
yeah,
detail.
I think it was the best representation of a Spider-Man I've seen, definitely during this era.
Yeah, I agree. It's just so great. And the cool thing was, you could play it on the Genesis, you could play it on the Game Gear, and you could play it on the Sega CD version. The Sega CD had like slight improvements because of the memory and CD thing. Added a couple new levels. The graphics was slightly refined.
Mhm.
If you're gonna find a version of this game to play, it's definitely the Genesis version. No, just because that's where my memories are. But hey, if you have a Sega CD and you find this at some yard sale or something, go for it because it's an awesome game.
Yeah,
But then again, who has a Sega CD?
I had one.
Uh,
But
what's great about the Spider-Man games though? They existed from the Atari straight up to nowadays. You know what
yeah,
I mean? And it's just so awesome. Like, I think there's somewhere around like 27 like, for them exactly according to Wikipedia.
my favorite one of all time, I think, is still Spider-Man 2
hmm
because I thought that was like the best, like swinging around the city and that stuff.
As in Spider-Man 2 the movie or Spider-Man 2 the PlayStation 1 like the second 3D Spider-Man?
No, I'm talking about the one based on the movie.
Okay, because the Electro one is pretty good too. Yeah, you know what? And funny thing was, Spider-Man 3, even though it's the same engine and everything, it played like crap on the 360 and
Yeah, it was
PlayStation.
bad.
So
But
yeah,
the Spider-Man games for
had a
PlayStation were pretty good too because they had like cameos from like the Marvel Universe and stuff.
hmm
I didn't like. The only thing I like about them though, like if you're swinging and you fell into like I guess where the street would be, you'd like die.
Well, the plot line was that it was fogged up with death fog.
Still, that's like lame excuse for like getting out of like the
Yeah, you're
technical
right. You're right.
limitations. You know what I
You
mean?
know what sucks? I know this isn't talking about this current game. I mean, we loved the hell out of this game, but the newest game, what was it, Web of Shadows?
Yeah.
Man, that game sucked. Like, and it had potential. It had, like the Venom and the symbiote, and like it had
Yeah. Well,
Wolverine
it was
becoming a
still better
symbiote.
than Friend or Foe, which was like a kitty dumbed down
Kids game.
version. Yeah, but it's not quite up there with Spider-Man 2, I don't think. But when you think about like what makes a good superhero game, you want to feel like that superhero. Like,
Yeah.
a Spider-Man, okay, I want to swing around the city. I want to fight Doc Ock and Lizard. And those
Spider-Man
guys.
was good for that, and
Yeah.
some games absolutely sucked though. Like, God, what was it? We talked about the Incredible Hulk.
Mhm.
And I didn't realize how much that sucked at the time, but man, that game sucked. Um,
Yeah, it
I-
was bad. You basically you fought robots the whole time. If you
Yeah.
got injured too much, you turned back into Bruce Banner, and you were basically defenseless, like one hit
you'll
death.
probably disagree with me, but Phantom 2020, I think it was. Oh God, I loved that game. Did you ever play that?
Yeah, it might be a future retro cut.
Yeah, that's a great game.
Talking
I
about the
think-
guy in the purple suit, right?
Yeah, the Phantom.
Yeah.
The
Well, you
guy
said
in the-
2020. I don't know if that's a different version, because
No, it's the version of him from 2020
based on a cartoon show, possibly
comic.
comic. Okay.
No, it was 2040. Now I feel retarded. Sorry, guys.
That probably
that
yeah.
one guy who was like, "Oh my God, how
That's
could you
wrong."
not know? Anymore, you were wrong." No,
No, but that might be a future retro cut. I have to take a look at that more in depth.
great game. But anyway, back to this game because we got 30 seconds left. It's amazing. You have to find a way to play it, be it legally or illegal. Tom actually owns the cartridge, which I'm gonna try to steal next time I go down and visit him in Tennessee because I want this game. Yeah, good stuff. Head over to wildpeach.com, guys. We recently redid the site, and we got some really great new staff writers and podcasters. So you'll be seeing a heavy flow of content. You're going to get sick of us. So wildpeach.com. Take care.
See you guys.